In this video, I'm going to share some strategies that can help you become more connected to yourself. Because as we get to know ourselves more, life is going to become much more enjoyable because we're going to know what is right for us to do. One of the first things that can help you become more in tune to yourself is really taking notes on what you're feeling. Because our body is always going to be sending us all these signals, whether it's through thoughts, whether it's through hijacking our sleep, or perhaps it's going to be through digestion. Maybe things are going to start shifting in a negative direction. Those are going to be signals. And if we can learn to actually tune into those signals, it can be very useful. And what you can do for that is meditation, yoga. Those are the biggest components, because in yoga, you're kind of forced to hold these stretches for a certain period of time. And as that's happening, the mind and body connection is happening. So there's going to be a lot of signals going on. And also meditation, you're kind of forced to kind of observe your thoughts. So you're not your thoughts. And as you get a better understanding of what thoughts are going in your head, perhaps that's going to be a way you receive your signals. Because if we can receive those signals from our body, it's going to help us a lot, especially in career and things that we're going to start. Because oftentimes there's going to be people in our lives that will think that they know what is right for you. And you might fall into the trap of believing them because you do not know yourself. So what they have in store for you, you might think might be better. But in the long run, you're going to be more depressed doing it, and it's not going to be happy. This reminds me of a story by Amit Pijdar. He mentioned this in an article. It went something like this. He had finished college, he had a degree, he was gonna try and get a job in the workforce, but he had a mentor that told him that he's not gonna be as successful there, and instead he should go back to college to get a degree in computer language because there's gonna be more opportunities in that market. It did not go well for him. He failed college, he lost a lot of weight. It was a nightmare. And his mentor ended up leaving him too. So like, this goes to show, if you know yourself, you will make the right decisions that are right for you. You're not going to depend on someone else to tell you what is right, because they're not really inside of you. They're not receiving the signals your mind is sending, or your body and stuff like that. Another big thing too, when you want to get connected to yourself, is when there's a big thing that's going to happen in your life, whether it's a new position, you want to consult yourself. And you can kind of give yourself that permission by telling people something like this: I'll get back to you, I'll think about it. Those are words that kind of give you control, because as soon as you commit, you're going to feel obligated to do that thing. And if it's not for you, it's going to be a nightmare. Places you can consult yourself again could be in your room. You can create sacred spaces. And this is important because you're going to classically condition yourself so that now when you're in this space, all that's going to happen is going to be you being with yourself. And when we're with ourselves, that's when we can kind of dive deeper into what we're thinking, what we're feeling. Because a lot of us, we're always in these big friend groups. We never take the time to spend time with ourselves. And when that does not happen, we can never consult ourselves on what we should be doing. Perhaps, should we take this job opportunity? Should we be working harder in school? Should we drop this person? All these things get resolved when we're with ourselves. So it's very important to take the time perhaps to go on walks, maybe meditate, maybe when you wake up in the morning, to at least spend 10 minutes with yourself, or do breathing exercises. It's very important to find different things that you can utilize to become more connected to yourself, because it's going to help you a lot more in the long run. You're going to notice when you're not connected to yourself, there's going to be quite a bit of signs, honestly. Perhaps your sleep cycle is going to get hijacked. That could be a signal for you to perhaps relax more, pull yourself out of certain situations. Because if you're not taking the time to really listen to those signals, it's going to do things like that. It's going to attack you in a certain way, your sleep, your digestion. And if you do not take the time still to try and fix things, to interpret the signals, it's going to be very hard for you. And this is how people get depressed too. There's going to be all these thoughts, and they're not taking the time to understand them. And when they do not understand what is going on, everything is vague and foggy. It's just a vicious cycle. And that vicious cycle ends when we take the time to realize this is us, these are our thoughts, these are the signals the body's sending us, and we're gonna take action to make things better. This was the end of the video. I really hope some of the things I shared with you guys you can utilize to become more connected to yourself, because there's nothing more important in the world than actually having a deep, well-established connection with yourselves. I create a lot of videos along these lines. A few of them are gonna pop up on the screen. You guys should definitely check them out. I try to push great content out that can help people in the long run, and this video is one of them, along with other videos you're gonna see on my YouTube page.